Так, давайте продолжать. Так, мы можем чуть-чуть это... Во-первых, я хотел вот это попробовать сделать, да.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Попробуем восстановить витраж.
The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emulsion. What it said, you do not know.
Ладно, не очень-то и хотелось. Теперь попробуем все-таки с компьютером повозиться.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Нажать Воспр.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident on Sandbrun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Я заглянул в ядро, но на угловом блоке памяти написано только журнал Февмар. То есть февраль-март.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Я не знаю его.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
Я не знаю пароль.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Спасибо, но на этом у меня все.
Goodbye, Fortress accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Нажать печать.
Nothing happens.
Ладно. Блин. Тиаго, ты знаешь что-нибудь? Ты знаешь пароль? Может быть.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
Что ты там говорил про кофе? Что-то знакомое. Где-то я это уже слышал.
Look, man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
Так ты сам сказал о нем. А ты случайно не слышала, чтобы Виехита называла радиокомпьютеру пароль?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Да, это необходимо для расследования особо тяжкого преступления, убийства, совершенного в Мартинезе.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity la niñita pequeña when I hear it.
Спасибо.
I think we're done here, Essay.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Имеет еще какое отношение имеет?
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Давайте попробуем еще раз. Думаю, я знаю пароль от личного журнала.
Good. Please repeat the password.
За жизнью смерть.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress Accident это как та компания в проклятой зоне.
I have two machines
Проклятой торговой
registered to
зоне.
this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
Спасибо, у меня все.
Goodbye, Fortress accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Нажать печать.
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Прочитать.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church, the door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Как думаешь, этот журнал может быть связан с нашим делом?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Давай прочитаем дальше.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting.
Что, наркотики?
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids. Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold, and in an awful part of town.
Then why doth the lieutenant protest against spending time here so often?
Дальше читаем.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Зачем ей антенна?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
Читаем дальше.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simon for help. Heard the others are back to making art. drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Потери данных.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Художники, программисты, Лекси. Кто все эти люди?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business, the one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Читаем дальше.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Прочитать дальше.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
Прочитать дальше.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
Ну что это может быть такое?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Читаем дальше.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
Наверное, она имеет в виду Асель.
A girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Читаем дальше.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
Это про меня. Это я пытался взломать тот радиокомпьютер. А хозяйка магазина должно быть Лизанция.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
Читаем дальше.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Oops.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCN, you see.
Мы не просто взламываем его. Я пытаюсь раскрыть загадочную тайну, найти свою потерянную личность.
You won't find any answers from here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
What is it?
Извините, но кто вы? Что вы здесь делаете?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
Но что вы делаете в заброшенной церкви?
You really like those questions, don't you?
Я полицейский, задавать вопросы — моя работа.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
Какое исследование?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Прореха в нашем мире. А что это вообще значит?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Минуточку. То есть мы живем в мире, в котором есть прореха?
I don't know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But how do I figure it out?
Я не понимаю даже, как можно разговаривать о том, чего не существует. А уж тем более, как измерять это.
You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins.
Hydro transducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Вы знаете, где эта прореха может быть расположена?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Почему там?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
Это место, где живет человек-краб.
I know.
Вы же не думаете, что человек-краб может быть в этом как-то замешан?
No, I don't.
То есть эта прореха, она связана с потерей данных, о которой говорилось в вашем журнале?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
Вы сказали, что исследование продвигается не очень хорошо. Почему?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
Это все, что я хотел узнать о страшной 2-миллиметровой прорехе в нашем мире. Пока все.
Great. Thanks.
А что вы думаете по поводу анодной танцевальной музыки?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
А вы вообще ее когда-нибудь слышали? Хотя бы пытались послушать?
Yeah. Like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Понятно. А что вы думаете по поводу клуба для анодной танцевальной музыки?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
А что же тогда?
Take a guess, why don't you?
Контактный зоопарк? Отличное место для зверушек.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Ну ладно, не буду мешать вам работать. Чей-то дом вдали от дома. Совсем как твой. В смысле?
Hello again.
Ладно. Пока что у меня все.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
По поводу церкви, я там все проверил.
And? What happened?
Я поговорил с Человеком-крабом.
Oh man! Who is he? What did you think?
Честно говоря, мне он показался нормальным, глубоко духовный товарищ.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Судя по всему, в основном молится и проповедует.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
Вообще, он сказал мне, что не имеет ничего против ночного клуба в церкви.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Не переживай, мне кажется, вы ему вообще по барабану, как и другие люди.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah!
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
Я работал с центральным процессором, как вдруг появилась Соона, бывшая ведущая программистка Fortress Accident.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
Она сказала, что вы, ребята, были не до конца честны со мной относительно своих планов.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
Ну, допустим, я чувствую что-то типа того.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Ja oder nein? Rocking it or dropping it?
Ей не понравилась идея с клубом анодной музыки.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
Она совершенно ясно дала понять, что не уйдет оттуда, пока не закончит свой проект.
And you can't just evict her?
Нет, я не собираюсь ее выгонять. Придется найти какое-то другое решение.
Look at you! honor man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
Ecstasy?
The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
Ты слышишь вообще меня? Вообще не нравится. На самом деле она ее терпеть не может.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
Я не собираюсь выгонять ее оттуда, но могу попытаться уговорить.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend.
Но все-таки, может, дела обстоят не совсем так, как мне рассказали. Попробуем проанализировать.
Okay.
Блять, да...
So the speed freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. But you digress.
Так в чем же соль?
The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out. All in all, you really can't tell what that mean programmer grandma was talking about.
Goodbye, officer.
Бывайте.
Yes, what is it?
А что если вам не нужно будет отсюда уходить? Я пообщался с Андреем, он хочет договориться.
I don't want to make anything work.
Подождите-ка, вы вообще ни о чем не хотите договариваться?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
Высокие шансы. Блядь, да как? Сука, 92% успеха. Блядь. И это фейл.
She stares at the terminal, completely oblivious to her surroundings.
По поводу той 2-миллиметровой прорехи.
The swallow, you mean? What about it?
Да вроде ничего. Ничего.
Great. Thanks.
А зачем здесь так много машин?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
А зачем вам антенна?
I use the AR1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit.
RAM Prefect — это ваш радиокомпьютер, да?
Mm-hmm.
Антенна — это обрабатывающий модуль?
Yes. You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
Я немного знаю о них.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
Погодите, что значит по воздуху?
On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Like love.
И как вам AR1? Это хорошая антенна?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
А зачем вам этот радиокомпьютер?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core, the light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Работай над чем?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Я думал, RAM Prefect — это модель радиокомпьютера, которую выпускают специально для правительства. Разве не так?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
И вы работаете на правительство?
No, I don't.
Тогда как он у вас оказался?
Because I needed something good for my investigation, and RAIN Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards. So I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a RAIN prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see RAIN prefects in every police department, for example.
Так как вам удалось раздобыть этот радиокомпьютер?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade RAIN Rational series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as RAIN Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
А что насчет тех чаш с водой?
They are connected to my RAIN Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Да, конечно, я постараюсь ни к чему не прикасаться. У меня есть еще вопросы.
Great.
Блять, ну это пиздец. Ну, 92% вероятности успеха было, и я залажал это. Если я прокачаю внушение, то у меня появится возможность еще раз это использовать. Попробовать, типа. Ладно, пока не буду мешать вам работать. Ладно, в общем, пока что это оставим. Все концы, которые заблокированы этими проверками, мы пока оставим. И когда нечего будет уже делать, вернемся к ним. Так, что мне еще надо сделать? Мне надо... поговорить по поводу подписи.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Меня попросили получить твою подпись.
For you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Эврар хочет построить на части территории деревни молодежный центр.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
Что подумать?
That Evrart and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
Впрочем, не стоит подписывать эти бумаги. Или может быть... Не знаю, я как бы... Мы же понимаем, что это не очень хорошее соглашение. Но оно, походу, не догоняет. Готова подписать. Впрочем, не стоит подписывать эти бумаги.
If you say so. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise?
Кстати говоря, это моя мотокарета утонула в море.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
Блин, много интересных ответов. Не знаю, что выбрать. Я напился и, по всей видимости, загнал ее в море.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
Ты предлагаешь почтить память остова моей бывшей мотокареты?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all.
Какая странная мысль. Может быть, и стоит.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gottwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Ладно, я в деле. Но организация похорон требует много времени и усилий, так ведь?
Oh, yeah. You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
Жаль, что нам не удается выполнить больше несерьезных побочных заданий, как, например, восстановление проклятой торговой зоны или...
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
На самом деле я ищу кое-кого еще.
Oh? Who?
Нет, никого не ищу, нет.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Ну, пока никак, пока окей. Увидимся. Так, а где муши?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
Я положил приманку в пустую ловушку. А где Морел?
Thank you for doing that, dear. Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
Ну, оно и к лучшему. Там в тростнике чертовски холодно.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
Her voice is shaky. What is going on here?
Но кто тогда будет проверять ловушки?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
Мы этим займемся.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Лена, что случилось? Вы сегодня странная.
Different? How?
Вы что-то скрываете.
I'm not. It's not that.
Я слушаю.
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
And when a police officer asks, you must answer.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream? Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
Но Морел сказал, вы его видели. Вы сами сказали.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
Не арестовать вас, что ли? То есть вы все это выдумали?
No, at least I don't think I did, but Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years his belief made me believe too. But now we're both getting old and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
Для начала сказать ей, что ее брак не фальшивка.
But it has, hasn't it? A seed can only bear what's inside.
Мне вообще,
The seed of
что
love
за
is
невезение
black
такое?
and oily. It has a taste you're quite familiar with.
Вы прожили во лжи столько лет. Чего останавливаться теперь?
You might be right, detective.
Блять. Ну, все проверки красные, блять.
I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I came in on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story.
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
Он бы все равно в вас влюбился. Это не так работает.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
Но вы ведь не можете быть уверены и в том, что выдумали его.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart. Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Вам не нужно помочь добраться до Гэри?
Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
Ну давайте, а я в последний раз проверю ловушки.
Really?
Да. Что?
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
Можно ваш адрес? Вдруг все-таки будут вести?
Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock, but...
Берегите себя, Лена.
You too, sweetie. Thank you for everything, truly. Even though it turned out to be
a dream. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine sputters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, it's raining.
We should go too.
Ну, неспроста он сказал, что еще раз проверить ловушки и что записал ее адрес на всякий случай. Надо проверить все-таки.
The trap is full of locusts, but they seem weak and unhealthy. A few lie on their backs with their legs twitching. Still, no phasmid.
Или забыл, где еще была ловушка? Разве не тут? Нет, тут была эта ловушка. Ну, заначка девочки. Где тут была ведь черная? Нет? Тут была.
The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anymore. You still can't see a phasmid anywhere.
Да хер знает, может быть, она появится, но не сейчас. Ну, если это возможно.
Just dead and dying locusts and the slow swaying of surrounding reeds.
югу возвышаются мостки для прогулок. Они отбрасывают на тебя длинные тени.
A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner, dead. No phasmid anywhere.
Блин. Отстой!
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Попробовать заглянуть внутрь.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase.
Лейтенант, ты не видишь, что там внутри?
No. I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Но стрелять же ты можешь.
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
А это был вообще? Это было, да. Почему-то этот диалог не появлялся. Ладно, мне надо, наверное, отправлять этого Кима с трупом в морг. Хотя не знаю, я могу, конечно, попробовать прокачать, что там требуется прокачать. И еще раз сделать проверку. Точно. Или даже не прокачать, а надеть какой-то другой предмет одежды, если это возможно. Сейчас попробуем. Посмотрим, как это работает вообще. Вот так,
The bear's
смотрим.
eyes are still glowing red.
Восприятие
It's guarding over
заблокировано.
the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Окей, закрыть дверцу пока что. А что если я надену что-то, что увеличит мое восприятие? Если у меня есть вообще что-то. +1 восприятие, вот есть сапоги.
bear's eyes are still glowing
Всё
red.
равно нельзя это
It's
делать.
guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
А если я, ладно, тогда если я прокачаю восприятие. Сейчас, погоди-ка. Да, ну я не знаю, эти очки мне, блин. Ну давай попробуем, короче. Вкачали, короче, один этот, одно очко. Теперь у меня есть шанс еще раз осмотреть его. Наверное, надо сначала закрыть дверцу.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly. You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold, light blue and silvery in the light of the fridge. You still have no idea where to begin, or what to even do with him.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
То есть мне не получилось? Серьезно, блядь? Я понял. Блин, ну мне надо его осмотреть, это явно важно.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly. Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
Что это?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Засунуть пальцы в ноздри.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Ну, пропихнуть пальцы.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage. The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
Засунуть пальцы ему в рот.
The
Не
oral
представляю, насколько
cavity
это
is
мерзко.
cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Поиграть с языком. Почему-то это кажется тебе правильным.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Открыть глаза и посмотреть.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate. You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Вот так, блять!
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Осторожно коснуться его пальцем.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Просунуть внутрь палец.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Мозгового ствола.
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Сначала прощупать все вокруг.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake. The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark forever.
Протиснуться дальше.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
Здесь полость ровно между полушариями.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Протиснуться дальше.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Вкрутить руку.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin.
Ему какой-то, не знаю, гвоздометом гвоздь загнали, что ли, через рот в мозг. Потому что если бы это была пуля, то она бы, скорее всего, вышла из черепа.
The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Прямо под черепной крышкой я нащупал твердый предмет.
Can you get to it?
Сначала осмотреть череп.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stopped just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Ну, выудим его. 97%. Если сейчас не получится, это просто пипец будет.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just...
Держу.
Good, good.
Медленно вытащить пальцы.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
A bullet.
Бросить туда пулю. Все-таки пуля?
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Можно мне ее забрать?
Of course. You've earned it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Похоже на правду.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Так точно.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Манипуляция?
Treatment, officer, is an attempt to manipulate the body after death, to hide the real cause with a false cause. In this case, this injury here.
Странгуляционная борозда, раздробленная подъязычная кость. Все это было манипуляцией.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Не слишком ли поспешно мы делаем выводы?
I've had this doubt since you showed me the tracks, officer. We could not account for why they carried him over. Why not march him? There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Кто мог такое сделать?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Зачем это было нужно?
To hide something. The real killer, the real motivation, what really happened here.
Да, мне... Может быть, пуля даст нам больше ответов.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Мне бы помыться.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling and Rise should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Ну, что теперь?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
Тебя не будет? А чем мне тогда заниматься?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning.
Только до утра.
You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Ладно, Ким, давай упакуем его, забирай.
All right.
Пришлось потратить 2 очка навыков на восприятие, чтобы это сделать.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Окей. Пока Кима не будет, мне надо сходить к той женщине, попробовать с ней замутить. Ну вот, он уехал. Пуля.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Низкие шансы все еще. Ладно, пока. Вообще у меня уже нет времени, надо заканчивать уже. Но мы продвинулись неплохо-то. По квестам. Ну, хотел продолжить список. Ну, по квестам, да. В общем, по сюжетным квестам. И не по сюжетным тоже. Блин, ну, у меня сейчас нет времени, это может затянуться немножко. Стой, я хочу посмотреть, какие шансы у меня.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Низкие
The wind is
шансы.
turning southeast.
Все равно...
What's on your mind, officer?
Внушение. Ну, блин. Может, надо, чтобы она подписала, или надо еще поговорить с ней. В общем, попробуем чуть дальше, чуть позже, в следующий раз. Попробуем поговорить с ней. Как-то, видимо, что-то это... До свидания. Или, может быть, если я, наоборот, откажу Эврару с помощью в этих подписях. Хотя я могу отказать вообще. Я же уже принял этот квест. Не знаю, как мне ее расположить, чтобы поднять те шансы на успех. Ладно. В общем, подумаем, продолжим в следующий раз, надеюсь, завтра. Вот, нормально продвигаемся пока что. Но, правда, мне кажется, еще тут даже не половина игры. Или... Фиг знает, конечно. Но... Мне кажется, игра длится неделю игровую, типа. А сейчас только 3-й день, среда. То есть игра началась в понедельник, был вторник, среда, вот тут квесты идут, они по дням, типа. Понедельник, вторник, среда. Я думаю, что, типа, сюжет, он длится до воскресенья, скорее всего, как мне кажется. Когда я успел сказать вторую фашистскую реплику? Блин. Я не специально. Вот, так что еще игра пройдена только меньше, чем наполовину, скорее всего. Процентов на 40. Ну вот, в общем, спасибо за просмотр. Пишите комментарии в архивах на YouTube. Всем пока.